Good morning, friends. It's time to continue our reading of the Apocryphal Book of Ecclesiasticus. So here we are, friends. Here's the big picture of what we're looking at in this book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach, also known as the Wisdom of Ben Sira. So, friends, we are resuming this morning at chapter 25, verse 13. So back over to this big picture board. That means we are once again here in this section of collected teachings that goes from chapters 25 through 43. Dozens more proverbs. Oh, yeah. And well, I mentioned this last night when we entered into this, and you can see it, and it is what it is. Not exactly the most favorable towards women, in spite of the praise of Lady Wisdom. All right, friends. Thank you for joining us. Let's read. Pull this up. I'll be reading from the left-hand column, which, as you can see, is the Common English Bible. In the right-hand column, you see the text as it is found in the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition. I may reference that at some point. I may not. Also, it might just be kind of there for, well, comparative purposes of various degrees. Let's see. We are starting at verse 13. So we've got to scroll down a little bit here. Oh yeah, and verse 12 is omitted. I didn't look at this before. Just happen to have my study Bible here. Let's see here, just out of curiosity. Chapter 25. Other ancient authorities add as verse 12, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of love for him, and faith is the beginning of clinging to him. Interesting. All right, verse 13, that's where we're resuming here. Any wound, but not a wound to the heart, and any wickedness, but not a woman's wickedness. Any attack, but not an attack by those who hate. and any vengeance, but not the vengeance of enemies. No poison is worse than a snake's poison, and no anger is worse than an enemy's anger. Okay, now that isn't that interesting. Verse 15 in the two texts are different. They start off similar, but it's interesting that the Common English Bible just refers to enemies' anger, and the New Revised Standard Version Updated Edition refers to woman's wrath. There's a difference, obviously. I mean, I hope it's obvious, between an enemy and a woman. I mean, we've all had mothers. Let's start there. And there's a difference between anger and wrath. Interesting. I don't want to get too stuck on that. It's just interesting to note that. Verse 16. I would rather live with a lion or a serpent than live with a wicked woman. A woman's wickedness changes her appearance, and it darkens her face like that of a bear. Her husband sits down among his neighbors and unintentionally groans bitterly. Any evil is small when compared to a woman's evil. May she experience a sinner's fate. Now, that's an interesting line to consider, isn't it? And it says a lot about what we think of God's mercy. A sinner's lot, a sinner's fate. Do we really want for sinners to get what they deserve, or do we really hope that God is merciful? Well, who's the sinner? Verse 20, a talkative wife for a quiet husband is like a sand dune beneath the feet of an elderly person. That's a bizarre line. And it's not any less bizarre in the NRSV. A sandy ascent for the feet of the aged, such as a garrulous wife to a quiet husband. Oh boy. Verse 21, don't fall for a woman's beauty and don't long for a woman. There will be anger, shamelessness, and utter disgrace when a wife provides for her husband. A wicked wife causes a humiliated heart, a gloomy face, and a wounded heart. Drooping hands and weakened knees come from a woman who doesn't make her husband happy. Sin began with a woman, and because of her, all of us die. Don't allow an outlet for water. And don't give a wicked wife freedom to speak. If she doesn't do as you say, divorce her. Oh, things got weird there. Chapter 26. While I'm making this transition to chapter 26, there was a thought that I had, wasn't there? I know I did. What was? Oh, I had a thought and then it. Well, I had it. It's gone. All right. Chapter 26. The husband of a good wife is favored, and the length of his life will be doubled. A courageous wife will make her husband happy, and he will complete his years in peace. A good wife is a great blessing. The one who fears the Lord will receive her as part of his God-given portion. Whether in poverty or in wealth, his heart is happy. At every moment he has a cheerful face. My heart was cautious about three things, and I was fearful in the face of a fourth: slander in a city, the gathering of a mob, and a false accusation. All of these are more miserable than death. Women who are rivals bring heartache and grief, and a tongue lashing shares it with everyone. A wicked wife is like a chafing ox yoke. The one who holds her is like one who grasps a scorpion. A drunken wife is the same as rage. She won't hide her disgraceful conduct. A wife's promiscuity is seen in the arrogance of her eyes, and her eyelids make it known. Well, friends, we're going to pause there. Next time that we pick up Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 10, that's where we'll resume. Have a blessed day, dear friends. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Audrey. Peace be with all of you.